Like many of you, we battled depression during life's ups and downs.
Music has always been the one thing that we could rely on to get us through the tough times that we all face.
Follow us on our journey as we discuss the healing power of music,
Interview bands,
break down genres,
review band biographies,
and more.
This is the When Words Fail
Music Speaks podcast
with Blake Mosley
and James Cox. Hey everybody, welcome to When Words Fail Music Speaks. I'm your host, the handicapped host, James Cox. And I want to tell you about our next interview with Miss Sonia Anubis. So inspired by Kiss, at the age of 14, she picked up the bass. And a year later, she started playing guitar also. She is a self-taught musician. So her extreme tastes developed at the age of 17. And as a bassist, she joined many local metal acts, and played various shows internationally with brutal death metal band Sephiroth. With death metal band Ecocide, she released Where the Stars Align. At the age of 19, she joined her first band as a guitarist, the all-girl heavy metal band Burning Witches. With them, she released the Wings of Steel EP, full-length albums Hex and Hammer and Dance with the Devil, and toured internationally, playing big-scale festivals such as Wacken, Sweden Rock, Summer Breeze, and more. In 2020, Sonia decided to leave the Burning Witches due to personal reasons and to focus on Crypta and Cobra Spell. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sonia Anubis.
I'm doing perfectly fine. I had a great day giving guitar lessons and doing my thing, music stuff.
Yeah. So I understand that you live in Amsterdam, and that's nighttime where you are. It's somewhat like 9 o'clock there.
That's right. It's 9:17 here, and I live very close to Amsterdam. Not exactly in the city itself,
Okay.
but like 20 kilometers from there.
Yeah, because for me, I find it hard to figure out the time zones because it's 4 o'clock here. That's why I had to reassure you, hey, is this?
Yeah.
So I'm real bad at the time zones. So,
It can be very confusing, and certainly now there has been a time change in America, and it's so.
Yeah, because we spring forward and fall backwards. Spring ahead and fall back, so it's all confusing. I wish we settled on one time zone and that's it. So it does. But it's all good. It's all good. I understand in the intro that I just said, you are an avid Kiss fan.
Definitely. I'm a very big Kiss fan, and I love playing their music, and they're the reason why I became a musician. So Kiss is very important for me.
Oh, nice. So, if you had to pick one album that's your all-time favorite, whether it's the first album you heard, which album would that be and why?
That's a very good question, and it's always very hard to answer because there's so many bands that I like.
Yeah.
But if I have to choose one, then I think I would go for the first album from Kiss, the self-titled one.
Yes,
because
right.
Every single song of that album is legendary in my opinion. Every single one is catchy and it has a lot of energy, so I really like it.
Yeah, that has Cold Gin on it, right? I think it has Cold Gin. Yeah.
Yeah, it has Cold Gin.
Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite songs. Well, mine is it's got to be Here Dynasty because this is that's the first record that I've ever heard of.
Very cool.
Kiss. So that remains to be instilled in my heart, because obviously it's my first record I heard of, and I'm like, who is it? And I'm like, holy crap, that's fantastic. And I've got to see them live twice. Have you seen them live?
I've seen Kiss live twice too.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, because my first concert with them, seeing them is they toured with Ace Frehley, and then the later one is Tommy Thayer.
Oh, so you saw them with Ace?
Yes. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm jealous here because I've never seen Ace play live, so my dream would always have been to see Kiss with the original lineup.
Well,
Unfortunately, it will never be possible, I think, anymore. But
yeah, no, because they're good. I think they're calling it quits next year or something, or wait, or
I
whatever.
mean,
Do
which time has it been already? They always say it.
Yeah, because, it's funny you mentioned that because the first time I saw them, they were on their final farewell tour for the first time, and that's when
Yeah.
they were with Ace, and yeah, so I got to see them. But given the fact that you are a Kiss fan, just like me, which guitarist do you prefer? Do you prefer like Ace, Bruce, or Tommy, or like Vinny Vincent?
Well, I have my main option for Kiss, like as the classic lineup, is my favorite with Ace Frehley.
Right.
But I really like Vinnie Vincent, just simply as a how you say it. His whole persona as the Egyptian warrior and everything is something that I consider very cool, and his playing was also pretty original. So, as a second option, I would have Vinnie Vincent.
Right. Yeah. Because I found his playing very unique, and his Egyptian makeup was very cool because they all
Right?
branched down and picked their own. But I think that the best drummer that they ever had was Eric Carr. And
He was a great drummer. Yes,
Yeah.
it's so sad that he passed away so
Mhm.
early too.
Right. Yeah. But I think that he would still be the drummer if he hasn't passed away, which is
Yeah.
unlikely. Um, So let's talk about your Patreon for a minute, because I bought some items from your I bought some items from your website, and I got them right here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember me, but
Oh wow, yeah, that one. My hair has changed already a little bit.
yeah, and I was so proud to get this because it is sold out on your website right now. It's your poster.
Oh hell yes!
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I think that sold out pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, they sold out quite fast, and they have been restocked too.
Right.
But only the first ones were numbered, so there's a very limited numbered ones, and then the others were not numbered, but they were also sold out quite fast. So I decided to not print them anymore because otherwise it would lose its authenticity too. So
right, because I guess the more limited edition is, the more the more keepsake it is, or something.
Right, and my hair color has changed. It wouldn't really make sense anymore.
Well, it was bright in there. I'm talking about. I really love the blonde look you got going on. It's a fantastic look for you, I think.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So how old were you? How old were you when you decided to make music a career for you?
So I started as a musician officially at the age of 14 when I grabbed the bass guitar.
Okay.
For the reason that I got really into Kiss, and a year later I got to also additionally play the guitar because I was also very inspired by this band named Megadeth, and they had this guitarist named Marty Freeman, and his playing is very inspirational, and his solos is something that I cannot play as a bass player, so I really had to pick the guitar up to step up my game in this kind of playing. And that's kind of where it all became a little bit more serious when I started playing in a lot more bands, local bands here in the Netherlands, and I was trying to aim a little bit higher every time, find the right people, and yes, that's every time it became more serious. And the actual point where I decided to make music my main career was very recently, because I used to be a web developer full time, but simply because music is not very reliable, I cannot just live out of it. But I'm trying to make that step reality, of course.
Yeah, well, that's awesome because I read that you were a web developer, and it seems like musicians now is struggling, because of the virus and everything. They can't make ends meet the way that they did before this virus hit.
But I'm trying to make it now. Now it's actually becoming a lot better because I'm giving guitar lessons. I'm really trying in any possible way to make it work as a musician. just
Right.
because I believe if I put a lot of energy in it, eventually it will grow into something bigger.
Right. Yeah, because I saw that like a lot of bands were picking back up and making tour dates now because Steel Panthers coming to Columbia, South Carolina, where I am at. So I'm going to see Steel
Oh,
Panthers
awesome.
like next month or something in like April. So I can't wait for that. So I understand you love the '80s music as much as I do because I'm an '80s child, born in 1980. So um, so I will leave the link below to your YouTube channel. But
Mhm.
but I see that you're doing a lot of cover songs for '80s metal bands and you got a lot of questions and answers. So
That's right.
right. So uh, how do you pick the songs that you're going to cover? Are they mostly requests from fans, or like, okay, this song, but this it's pretty good.
Yeah.
How am I gonna?
So I always I'm actually the first one that comes up with the song that I'm gonna cover, and it's mostly a song that I really like.
Hmm?
So but I always take how do you say that? I always ask people to tell me what they want me to cover
Right.
in the comment section of the videos, such as what do you want me to cover next? And then I get a lot of requests, and then from there I see what fits my taste. So maybe there's a song that I really like also, and then from there I make the choice, and I see if it's a playable song, so if it's fun for me to play this song, and if there is any backing tracks available, because not all songs have a backing track available, and that really would suck. So
Right. Right.
yeah.
So you have a Patreon at the patreon.com/Sonia Anubis.
Right.
So does one of those tiers get like first dibs at what like songs you will cover? I mean, do you let your Patreon decide first what you're gonna cover,
um
or like
that
do you
could be
just
part of it. I
okay?
mean, that could be part of it. All my patrons always get early access to my videos, and they're allowed to speak their minds, and I always read it because we have like a Facebook group together, and they can post their ideas they have for my channel or anything. I also recently made a post that they can ask me anything they want, and I will be making a Q&A video, so I will be answering their questions specifically. So it's really up to the ideas of the Patreon members what comes next too, indeed.
Right, right. Oh, that's awesome, awesome. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your Patreon when I get money. Because money's tough to come by now. So I'm sorry about that. But I did buy your posters and they're fantastic. I'm gonna hang them right
Thank
behind
you
my
so
wall.
much. I really appreciate the support a lot.
Oh
It
yeah,
means
no problem. Yeah, I mean, because you're a great musician, and I respect musicians because a lot of people probably don't understand. The I guess the I don't know how to say it. The not many fans know what musicians have to go through to get paid right now. I mean,
it's very hard. Certainly, right now with the coronavirus, we don't get to sell our merchandise as we were at shows, for example, or sell tickets at all. It's just, yeah. Right now, everything goes through internet, and it's not the same. It's
right?
definitely not the same.
Yeah. So help any musician that you can. It's fantastic. So what was it about the bass guitar that you got you interested in starting with your music career? What was the bass guitar the first instrument that you got started with?
Well, I have played instruments before. So as the flute, I've played before. I was classically schooled with transverse flute, like an instrument you play like this,
Yeah.
and it didn't really excite me that much, even though I really liked the sound of it.
Right.
I always was driven more by the ear than I was interested in the theory. So if people would put a piece of paper with notes on it, I would really get me very bored. I really prefer to just play by feeling. So um, just when I got into Kiss, I was looking a lot of live videos on YouTube because that's the way I discovered them. Um, and I saw this early Hotter Than Hell concerts, this 75, so very early Kiss videos. And I was really thinking, whoa, they look like they're really having fun there. Like, I hope I can have this kind of fun too. I will have to become a musician if I want to. And I definitely thought that Gene Simmons had an insane stage presence. And
It is.
that's what I thought, actually being a bass player is very, very, very cool looking. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go for the bass. I don't know why. It just attracted me more. And I like the way he did the bass slides, because he does a lot of bass slides, like, "Ooh."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you can only do that with a bass, because if you do it with a guitar, it sounds totally different.
Right.
So that's the reason why I started with a bass.
Yeah. So when you switched to guitar, was it by choice, or like with the guitar? Because I hear you have a lot more freedom playing the guitar than you do bass. Because obviously bass has four strings. Did you find that to be the case where give you more freedom, or did you like hear like a Kiss riff? I'm like, I want to learn how to play that.
It wasn't really a switch, or a direct switch, because I always was mainly a bass player until 3 years ago or something like that. All my bands that I've been in, the local bands that I've played, I've always been a bass player, because bass used to be my main instrument, and I have had bass lessons, and as I'm self-taught with the guitar, so it's like
Right.
a totally different thing to me. And the switch happened a lot later, when I realized that I felt like I'm more of a lead player than I am someone that wants to stand in the back. And that's something that always annoyed me a little bit, as being the bass player, that I had to be the person that had to be in the back.
Right.
Well, I would like to stand on front of the stage and like interact with the audience.
Yeah.
Which is possible as a bass player. It should be possible to be like that. I mean, the bass player from Iron Maiden does so too, right?
Yeah.
So
I
I just didn't find, yeah, hell yes. But I just didn't find the right people for that. So as I thought, maybe I should make the switch to being a guitar player to get that chance. And I realized, of course, as a guitar player, the volume is louder. It's a totally different thing. It's totally different world. You play with a pick instead of the fingers, because with the bass I was playing constantly like that. So it was a totally new thing. And I'm really happy that I made that switch, actually, because I feel like I'm very happy being a guitar player. But I also miss a lot that being a bass player, because it felt a little bit easier sometimes.
Right. So you mentioned before that you teach guitars, how to play guitar through your Patreon, which is the highest tier. Now with those, do you normally get like beginners, or do you get like advanced guitarists that wants to explore a little bit more, or like how do you go about teaching them?
Yeah, so the guitar lessons that I give them through Skype or Zoom sometimes. Depends on what the student wants. And I always give lessons to every single level. So I have some students that are total beginners for the guitar, and I teach them from the beginning. So every single little technique, basic techniques. And I have also quite advanced students that are more into the theory, or want to get very good at a certain difficult technique. So it really, I adapt my lessons to the student, and it's all possible just by sending an email to me. So it's not needed to become a Patreon member.
Right.
Just with
Okay.
an email. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Sephiroth was your first band that I can research you on. So was Sephiroth your first band, or was there any bands before them? Like, did you have any bands in like high school that you kind of dabbled with?
I've been in quite an amount of bands.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah.
I have to think. My first band was a metal band from near here. They were called Dimension, and I was playing bass there. It was a melodic death metal band.
Right.
And after that, I've played in a band named Ecocide as a bass player too. I've played in a band named Shade of Hatred as a bass player. I've played in a band named Jackal. I've played in a band Sephiroth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've played in a cover band very, very early on as a bass player. That is probably my first band, but it wasn't really a friend band. It was more like a music school band where I had to play with some students and just learn some songs. It wasn't really the same as being in a band where you make your own music.
Right.
So
Right. So which genre of music would you say you're more like attracted to? Because I know that Seth Frost is like a death metal band. You got your band Crypto, which is a death metal band.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel you're more like a death metal uh, lover first, and then 80s metal music second, maybe.
I cannot put them in a certain order because I
Yeah.
really like my styles a lot, and I do like them equally in their own way. Actually, I cannot even say that they're equal because they're just different and they're very important in their own way. So I really like heavy metal from the 80s. I really like death metal.
Yeah.
I really like thrash metal. I really like black metal. I really like classical music. Actually, I can really like a lot of music. I'm very open-minded when it comes
Right. Yeah.
to music genres. So I just I just like bands. That's my
Yeah.
way of seeing it.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you're kind of like me. I'm more like open minded, and I feel like that's the most advanced way of being creative.
Yeah.
'Cause you're not
I
stuck in
see
one bubble, you know.
I see a lot of people always trying to find discussions between genres like, oh, your death metal sucks. I can understand what they're saying, or
Right.
oh, your glam metal sucks because they look like they're posers or some bullshit like that. I don't believe in this kind of nonsense. I think you can have fun with every single style, and you can take inspiration from every single artist that you that you enjoy.
Right. Right. Exactly. So with Sephiroth, uh, did you? So how did he find out about you, or like did you find about them? Like how did the relationship between you and Sephiroth come about?
Yeah, so I joined Sephiroth, I think 4 years ago already. It's been a long time ago, 5 years or something.
Yeah.
And this is because I played with them. I knew about this band back when I played with Ecoside because we played a concert together in a local show here in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
and we were supporting them. And then later on, like 2 years later, they were looking for a bass player, and it really attracted me because the band I was in was not heavy enough, in my opinion. So
Huh.
I needed something like more extreme to me, and to work with musicians that wanted to go a little bit further with
Yeah.
music. So it really was a connection with Sephiroth, and I felt like I can really lose my energy in there, and they accepted my way of being a very um, present bass player. I don't know how to say it. I'm not the bass player that stands in the back. So that's
Right.
something that I've said. I'm a person that likes to be like in the front and is gonna move a lot around a lot.
Yeah.
So and that's something that they accepted, and I was happy with that. And yeah, that's kind of how it went. And yeah, and then later on, I decided to leave the band just because I wanted to get my priorities a little bit straight and see what I needed to do to push myself as a musician to the next level. So I felt like I was a little bit limited, and I needed to make choices, which is part of growing, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's with every music band. I think. I think that some bands get too stuck in their own ways, and I
Yeah.
think everybody should explore brand new opportunities.
Yeah, and the more I learn as a musician, the more possibilities I see to grow in different ways. And I feel like it's also time for me to create my own band, since this is the way Crypta has started,
Right.
and Cobra Spell, which are my current bands now. And I feel like investing energy on these two bands is what makes me the happiest right now.
Right. Right. So, if it's okay, I would like to talk about the Burning Witches. I'm not sure if you're,
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Sure,
great.
you can talk
Great.
about
I don't know anything about why you left, and but when I first found out about you, I saw a video on YouTube. You with the Burning Witches playing the amazing cover of Dio's
Holy Diver.
Holy Diver. Yeah, thank you very much. It's surpassed my mind for some reason. Yeah, Holy Diver, and I understand that the Burning Witches formed in 2015. So how did you find out about this, or did they come looking for you? Because I know that you were in Sephiroth, and they like, okay, well,
They were looking for a guitarist. I didn't know about it.
right,
The manager actually got in touch with me because he saw some videos of me playing on the internet, on Facebook, and I had some performances as a bass player, and that seemed to interest them. And so they asked me to audition, and a week later I had to fly to Switzerland and play some songs with the band, and it was a direct yes. So I got in the band.
oh, nice,
And that was a very big step for my music career, because I finally got to join a band that had a lot of potential. So we directly got signed with a label, Nuclear Blast, and I got to be part of a new album, and it was really a big step, because aside of it being a very potential band with a lot of potential, I never had been a guitarist in a band. So this was the biggest step that I had to take, from being a bass player to being a guitarist in a band. And it's something that I had to learn very fast. And so these 3 years that I've been in this band have been very, I've learned a lot, because it's all those festivals that we have played and all these experiences. You learn a lot of by doing it. Yes.
right, cool. So when you first went through audition for them, was it kind of laid back and chill, or was it like very like, oh my god,
I have to say that if I have to be honest, I was very, very extremely nervous, and simply because I wasn't used to play guitar standing. As I say, I always have been mainly a bass player. So being in this band as a guitarist was really a big step for me. I've always played guitar as a bedroom guitarist, in my opinion. That's what I call it, because I was just playing music by fun at home. So the fact that they asked me to audition was very, very amazing to me. I was not expecting it, and I didn't know if I could do it. So I was so nervous that I even started to cry.
oh no,
Yeah, it was that bad, in my opinion, but
right,
they seemed to accept it.
Mm.
And so from there I've just became a lot better, I think.
Nice. So I understand that you left Burning Witches to form Cobra Spell and Crypta. So
It's not the main reason, but
okay. Well, yeah, because could you tell us why you left? Was it like due to personal reasons, or?
there was a lot of indifferences and things that I didn't agree with in the band, and there was a lack of democracy that really didn't appeal me.
Yeah.
So Crypta already started a year before I left the band. The band already existed, and so did Cobra Spell. Cobra Spell also existed a year before I left the band. So it was not. That was not the main reason. It was just I needed to part ways because I couldn't grow as a musician in the way I wanted to, and I think sometimes we just have to move to a different path if we want to grow.
Yeah.
And I think I felt a little bit stuck in
Right.
Burning Witches.
Right, because as I said, I think everybody should grow, exponentially, and if they're stuck within the band or your job, it's time to move on. So,
Yeah, exactly, and it's nothing bad. And I wish them the best with
Yeah.
the lineup that they have right now. And I'm just gonna follow my own new paths with my new bands, with new opportunities, where I feel like I have a voice and where I can finally write my own music, which is really that I'm really extremely excited about.
Right. Well, hell yeah, hell yeah. So let's talk about Cobra Spell for a minute. I started listening to Love Eminem as soon as I heard that you had to do Cobra Spell, and then that's great because it instantly reminds me of the '80s, reminds me of Kiss, reminds me of the old school,
Awesome.
right? So you write for both of these bands, or do you just write for Cobra Spell?
For Crypta and Cobra Spell, I'm a songwriter.
Okay.
So in Cobra Spell, I'm the main songwriter of all the songs.
Right.
So I make all the compositions and I write the lyrics together with my boyfriend, who's the guitarist in the band also.
Right.
And with Crypta, it's a collaboration with all the members. We all write in the music of the band.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering. So I know that you have two bands, just like many other musicians, right? But my question to you was, so when you're writing out lyrics, they're just words on paper. So how do you determine that this is a Crypta song, or if this is a Cobra Spell song? But now that you said that all you write in Crypta, I mean that's pretty much taken care of, right?
I write music, so the lyrics. I'm not responsible for the lyrics in Crypta. That's more up to Fernanda. But I'm more of the music maker. Let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. The one that makes the composition
right
together with the others. So that's more my thing. Even though I'm learning more about lyrics with Cobra Spell since since it's more like my band.
Right.
I get to write almost everything. Yeah.
Right. Cool. And that's a good thing because when it's your band, you're more enthused to write that songs that speaks.
Yeah, and I can lose my own creativity, and it feels more personal, and this is something that I enjoy. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So we have one more question for you before we let you go, because I know you're pretty much tired and need to go to bed. But
it's not that late, but
well, it's about like almost 10 there. So because I go to bed really late. I go to bed like about 4 a.m. So
wow, that's
sometimes I go to bed at 9, depending on if I got to work the next day, But I do have one more question for you, and so this podcast is called "When the Words Fail, Music Speaks," right? Mm-hmm. So that can't be more truthful to people. So my question to you is there any one particular song that you can hear, but you can't tell anybody else how it makes you feel? Like this. Cool. Yeah, that's like one song that you hear that you can't really explain to anybody, and they won't understand how it makes you feel.
So having a struggle of not knowing how to explain how it makes me feel.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one, because I always can really relate my feelings with a song.
Right.
So, I would say maybe let me see. Let me think.
No, take your time. I tell you what. I'll tell you mine, and then I'll let you think. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So there's like I'm a big country fan. I mean, I grew up with country, right? Mm-hmm. So there's one artist called Eric Church, right? He has a song called Talladega. And for some reason, when I hear that song, I really can't explain it, because it moves my heart so much, I can't really.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I hear it, I start to cry just a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, So I try.
Oh, that's nice. It's amazing how music can have an effect like that on the feelings.
It does. Yeah.
I love music for that, actually, because it's so strong.
Because you never know what one song will do to your soul, or I mean, it's just music is a powerful thing,
I think the song Champion from Tony McAlpine, I think it's that one. Let me make sure if it's
Yeah,
the
sure.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. So the song Champion from Tony McAlpine has a very epic guitar line, so much that it always motivates me a lot to keep on
Right.
going. I can really remember the melody by head. I'm always someone that stores the music very well, but the names I always mixed up. But
Right.
that song is very, very amazing. It's very inspiring. And
all-
since it's an instrumental song, it's always for people a little bit harder to understand because it doesn't have any particular lyrics. It's just guitar. So it's like talking with a guitar, and maybe that for me is easier to understand. And the song really screams of euphoria and happiness, and yeah, for me it's like some kind of motivation talk, but then in guitar language.
It is because I feel like any kind of in instrumental music, you get to create your own feeling about that song.
Right, because there's no lyrics
There's no way.
explaining what the song is about. It's up to your own interpretation. What is the
Right.
guitar trying to say with a shred? I don't
Right.
know.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a real honor for me to talk to you today. And yeah, just and I do want you to come back. If you have some time, probably next year, whenever you get out in the crowd, and feel the vibe that the crowd's going to give you. Because I know venues are opening up, bands are making tour dates now. So hopefully we'll get out of this pretty safely.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah, I am too. So thank you very much again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the interview. You had great questions, and I'm happy to be part of this.